Welcome back to my channel, my Crystal Kings and Queens. So today is my 2.5 month update on Moldavite. I know a lot of you may or may not be tired of me doing Moldavite updates, but honestly, I've not had any other stone that I have just absolutely felt the need to track my personal growth and journey with. Like, this stone is so different. And because it's so different and so unique, the mindset, the vibrations, the auric field that it produces and creates, I apologize. I zoned out. Like, I legit zoned out just then. Everything that it creates and produces, it almost just feels absolutely necessary. Journaling becomes a necessity for me. Making sure that I have the appropriate tools and time to document what's happening to me, how far I've come along, what my growth looks like, what my progress looks like, so on and so forth. Needless to say, all of that is neither here nor there, but I wanted to just go ahead and do a quick update on what has happened thus far. So overall, I have absolutely noticed a humongous shift in my personal growth. Like, my personal relationship, not only with myself, but my absolute best friend in the entire world. Like, the bond, the connection I have with this person, it has gotten so much stronger. It's so different. Like, I don't know. I don't usually discuss any parts of my personal life at all whatsoever on here, but like the foundation that has been restored, or the fact that we can communicate the way we do, the fact that I can love this person so much. Like, since having Moldavite in my auric field, since allowing its energy and vibrations to connect with mine, like, it's been, I can't say it enough, it's been the best worst experience ever, because it just amplifies so much. And I can't say that enough either. Like, it's just a consistent shift. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Things are just, they're not perfect, but they're great. They're really good. And I'm enjoying every bit of growth that I am recognizing, that I'm able to acknowledge, that I'm able to be a part of. But the personal relationship, the personal connections, it's just like, things are just, they're so good, and they just continue to get better. And I could also say, like, any of the worry or concern doubt, anxiety that I had previously had, in regards to just situations that I had on my own, thoughts that, would come up here and there. I no longer think about, like, I no longer ponder on those things. The stresses that would cause or trigger my anxiety, I no longer think about that quite as often as I would generally. But there's just so much. There's so much that is changed. It's so strange. It's so strange. It's amazing. There's so much that has changed. And I'm not just talking physically. I mean internally. Internally, so much internally that it can't help but reflect outwardly. It can't help but show physically. Like, those internal things become physical. And I am loving every bit of it. So let me just kind of go ahead and get into what has really gone on. Not much, but just, I'm sorry, and I keep looking down at the time because I want to make sure I don't make this long at all. We're going to see how well we do. So it's a statement that this chick made on a video I watched, and she put it perfectly in reference to Moldavite. When you have Moldavite in your auric field, in your atmosphere for so long, you can't help but become, like, that's just it. She didn't say that, but that just like really hit me. You can't help but become. You want to be everything that you felt like was impossible for you to be. Everything that you felt was impossible to experience because it just felt too grand or too great. It felt too good to be true for you. Like, you want all of that. You feel that. But no, as the young lady put it in the video, she felt magnetic. And that's how I feel when I carry Moldavite. I feel almost magnetic. Like, I attract everything. And those things that feel like they need to be in my space that aren't supposed to be, they repel. They'll come and, you know what I mean? Like, as quick and easy as they come, they so quickly fall off. Like, I don't really know how to put that in better layman terms, but what I wrote was with Moldavite, you just can't help but feel magnetic as your body learns to fine-tune itself to an interchangeably higher yet very substantial frequency. Like, wherever the energy is with Moldavite, having it around you to simply just let it not match your vibration, but you match it. Like, it'll happen. Like, you don't even have to worry about it. You don't have to think about it. It's not something that you can even really explain or talk about. It's just, you have to experience it. You have to experience Moldavite to know what I'm saying. But for those of you who can't experience it, I will do my very absolute best to make it as simple as possible for you to understand. Like, it's just the best thing. Even if you have like the tiniest piece, I'm telling you, like, the smallest piece of Moldavite to the absolute biggest piece of Moldavite is just, it'll be the best thing ever. It'll be the best thing ever for you. Oh, excuse me. I'm currently not wearing any of my Moldavite at the moment. Let me see. I'm at 9:41. 9:44. But anyway, so basically, like I've said, I've just come to realize that I have made a ton of personal growth, and I've had more than enough, more than ample internal revelations because of it. And it's just been amazing to experience, amazing to witness, amazing to watch the changes that are just so consistent around me. You know, God is everything to us and to me. For one, you know, my family, we live off of that. We strive off of that, but or off of our belief in God, in Jesus Christ. And I'm like, since having this stone with me, first of all, I have read so much. I have learned so much, and there's still so much more to learn about this stone. But the attunement, whatever, with this stone is beyond explainable, unimaginable. Since having it in my family's atmosphere, like, we've just had a really awesome stepping stone. My sister, she finally has gotten, you know, one of the biggest opportunities of her entire life, and it is just forming her to be, you know, her best self. And I'm so proud of her. I'm so happy for her. And I'm like, I know it would have happened eventually. It's like, obviously, if you work towards something long enough, it's going to happen. You want something hard enough, it's going to happen. Like, there's just absolutely no doubt about it. So she's been working for this a very, very long time. So it was going to happen. It was divine timing. And I'm just so proud of her that it did happen. And, you know, since having Moldavite, it's just like, it makes you, having this stone with me helps me to acknowledge things a bit more. It makes me exert the energy deserving of that moment towards that given moment. At that time, like, none of this really makes sense, but this is just what I'm experiencing. This is just what's happening. Like, it's just a lot of great things are happening. A lot of things that we've been working towards and working for. A lot of things that have been a long time in the making. They didn't just miraculously happen as such. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of that just happens to us, or it doesn't just happen to us. Like, we work for what it is that we tend to manifest physically. So it's just a matter of time and a matter of timing. When it happens, when will it happen? You know, how soon, how quick, how slow will we see, you know, those manifestations come to fruition, or what have you. But anyway, because I'm about to do it, and I really didn't want to. So one moment I had, aside from everything I've already just kind of took you in circles about, I was at work, I had only gotten about 4 hours of sleep before work. And I've explained in multiple videos of mine, talking about Moldavite, that I can get Moldavite and it will knock me out in the deepest of sleeps that there ever was. And I will feel so very well rested, and literally have only gotten for 3 or 4 hours of sleep, you know what I'm saying, total. But feel like when I wake up, I'm not like just groggy, or I've slept too much, or I've overslept, or, you know, I've slept too long. All of those things are the same. So that was very redundant. However, I wake up and I feel extremely well rested. This day, in particular, I woke up and I was just extremely energetic, super amped, super hyped. Like, nothing special was going on at work this day, but I had a very, 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 very awesome day. In fact, I woke up, before I had went to sleep, I felt like I wanted to put a few gifts together for a few of my coworkers, and they absolutely loved them. They were like really beautifully packaged crystals that I had cleaned and cleansed myself, had a very lovely, meditation with them, spoke some encouraging words over them, you know, placed them by light, placed them by some very encouraging music, prayed, and, gifted them wrapped them very nicely with herbs and really cute baggies, and made the bags smell good. Like I went above and beyond. Like these bags were so pretty and they smelled so good. There were 3 gift bags that I did for 3 of my coworkers. And then I gifted them those, and they were so receiving of them. They loved them very, very much, welcomed it very, very much. And the very thing that they all said was when they opened the bag, they felt nothing but love. Like the way my coworkers and I communicate, like that, like we're all women, and I work amongst men too, but my coworkers that I gifted these bags to, they were women, and they adored these bags. But the way we speak with one another, we don't, oh, you just did it in so much love and all this other kind of stuff. Like that's not usually our normal conversation. But this night they opened their gifts, and that was the first and only thing that they could say. I felt nothing but love and sweetness. And that's exactly what I wanted them to feel. That's exactly what I hoped that they receive from this gift. Like I put my everything in. I put my heart. I showed my heart in those gifts. So needless to say, long story short, a few days later, I came back to work, and my coworker said she had a gift for me. She didn't have to do it. I didn't have to do it. But it was just like something we just wanted to do or had the urge to do. Anyway, she told me she had a gift for me, and I was like, oh my God, you did not have to do that. What was it? What is it? I don't know. And so she was like, I know how much, you like your Himalayan salt lamps and things like that. So here you go. You have a Himalayan salt lamp. And she gifted me this lovely beauty here. It is so awesome. I absolutely adore it, and I keep it on, like, and it's just my favorite thing ever. So I was so happy about that. That's one or two things that happened to me. And then yeah, that day was just really great. I was so excited, so energetic. Like I just loved every bit of that night. And I had lit the candle. I lit my salt lamp at work. I plugged her in the very minute she gave it to me, and we just had a bomb zenful night. Like it was awesome. Next, so a lot of things that I've obviously found comfort in, previously, certain things that I just really truly enjoyed, I have just really come to find that I no longer enjoy them. I no longer have to have them be a part of me or part of my life, or I no longer have to be a part of it. I've kind of diverted from them some, like, or a lot. I don't really know. Let me see. Oh, okay. So I was holding my Moldavite pendant, and I was actually holding it around my neck. I got to stop doing that. I was holding my Moldavite pendant around my neck, and as I was holding it, I felt a subtle light yet throbbing pressure on the back of my left shoulder, like at the top of my left shoulder. More like I'm not gonna get all extremely anatomical on you, because I don't want to say the wrong thing and you'll be like, what is you talking about? Anyways, I felt like a really light throbbing on the back of my shoulder, like as though somebody were massaging this one spot in particular with either like their thumb or like their pointer and middle finger. It was just really, really odd. And then it went from throbbing to kind of like a tap, as though I was being poked in a sense, like someone's trying to get my attention. Like I don't know how to explain it really, but it felt like somebody was just really trying to get my attention. And so like it was really odd, because I was just by myself and I was just thinking, but I was holding my pendant, you know, I was just gripping it while it was on my neck with my left hand, just kind of rocking. And the pendant was just, it tingled my, you know, the tips of my fingers. But I felt like somebody was just, it felt like somebody was just, you know, trying to comfort me in a sense, by like patting my back almost, if that makes sense. It felt like someone was just trying to let me know that they were okay, they were here, or that I'm okay. It's okay. I'm here. Like, that's how I felt. Like, it was very strange. I don't know, but it felt nice. It felt really nice. I don't know. But then also, while I was holding, no, it's not this one. It's not this one that I have. I don't know if you can really see that, but this is one of my Moldavite pieces that I got. This is a fairly newer one, but I was holding a different Moldavite piece, and I was holding it in my right hand, and it felt like the strange shock that I got. This shock started very, very subtle, but I got like a really sharp pain from my middle finger all the way up through the tip of my wrist, and then from the tip to the mid point in my wrist. And it was the strangest feeling, like I had pulled something without pulling it. And like the sharp pain that I felt like someone took a needle and decided to just tap me with it and keep tapping. It was very annoying, a very annoying sensation. It didn't hurt, but I was a little confused, because though it was a sharp pain, it wasn't painful. It was just more so uncomfortable, and that's I think that's what bothered me a little bit about the whole thing. So I don't know, that was just really strange, very odd. I wasn't really happy about that, but you know, it is what it is. I've come to a few different epiphanies and realizations, obviously, that a lot of connections that I've made with people in the past, you know, the way they treated me, though it was wrongful of them, people, you know, some people only treat you the way you allow them to. And I allowed a lot of things that were completely unnecessary, but beneficial for me, you know, to my learning. I don't know, this, I don't even know what I expected of this video. I have no idea. I just wanted to kind of share a little bit about what was just kind of happening with me. Like, I have no idea where I'm going with this, what the point or the purpose. I just needed to give an update, and this is that. So there you have it. Not much. Okay, so I forgot to mention, and y'all forgive me, I just washed my face because I was like, I'm about to lay down, just got off of work, your girl tired. But then I quickly remembered the point and purpose of my entire video to begin with, which I failed to mention, are the synchronicities that you are bound to run into when having Moldavite on your person. So I've I've always experienced synchronicities, you know, triple digits, double digits, whatever, like the same numbers: 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, like stuff like that. Um, or as of recently, like 5151 or 777. So, um, my while I was at work, my coworker, this is the craziest synchronicity yet. My coworker, we work in totally different departments, and we're both in school, both in college. Um, and we go to completely different colleges, mind you not. So her professor, she had wrote a paper, and I'm just trying to make this as um, simple as possible or quick as possible, with you know with little detail, because her business is her business, but I am trying to make a point. So she had to do a paper for her professor, and basically, with the very little and vague instructions that she was given, she pretty much hit the project on the head with what she had to do for this particular paper. However, in the long shot, it was not what her professor wanted at all, by far. Though the paper was super good, it made a whole lot of sense, for an English major, or, a person who is always after grammatical errors, wanting to make sure that everything is as perfect as need be, in the English world, writing papers. This paper was top notch. I believe that it deserved much more credit than it was actually given. So she was not given the credit that she should have been given, that she deserved. However, it was because, her professor felt like it was not what he asked for. It did not hit the needle on the head, or nail on the head. I don't know, whatever the saying should or may go. So her professor, discredited her for this paper, and she was not given the appropriate points that she thought she would be given for this paper. And we discussed it, and she let me read over the paper, and I gave her my opinion about it, and it was just what it was, unfortunately for her. So I was like, yeah, you definitely need to reach out to your professor or whatever. And the type she's the type of student that is a perfectionist, that really does care about her grades, and strives to do as best as she can on her work. Like, she goes above and beyond. Anyway, that devastated her, and I was so sad for her about that. But I kid you not, okay? Oh my God, the synchronicity between her and I was so strange, so weird. We do not share professors. We do not share colleges. We do not share projects, papers, exams, quizzes, tests, none of that. Classwork, homework, nothing. However, on this particular day for myself, which was that following night, so when she showed me her paper, it was probably about 6:15 in the morning. And then I got off work, came home, and woke up for like a split moment in between in between sleeping, so that I could potentially get ready for work later. Anyways, something told me to pull up my phone and pull up my class, and I did. And yeah, I'm like, what time is it? Because I gotta go to sleep too. So something told me to pull up my class and my work, and I did. And I went into a discussion that I had and that I had previously submitted, and I saw that I received an email about my discussion. Like, what is this? So I opened it, and my discussion had said, or the feedback in the comment area had stated, that I did not meet the requirements of my discussion. It was not what the professor was looking for. I had not followed the instructions as intended, and that this discussion will not be given full credit. Excuse me, come again, say what? We don't play this with my work. Like, no, that ain't something that we do. Like, I'm too far in. I need my grades. I need everything to be the way that they're supposed to be, and we're gonna do it right. Like, that's it. There's only one way to do it, and that's the right way. So I read further along in the email, and as I kept reading, I got a little more upset and livid about it, because I just could not understand what this professor could have possibly wanted out of a discussion board that I blatantly followed to the T to give them exactly what they asked for. And immediately I thought back to that same morning, how my coworker had nearly the same experience in her class just that same morning, which was insane to me. I could not understand. I could not fathom this. How is this even possible? How is this a thing? Like, really, I don't get it. Anyways, I went further along to read, as I was already livid. Like, you just couldn't tell me nothing at this point. I went further along to read that, fortunately enough for me and my fellow classmates, or my fellow classmates and I, however you want to put it, whatever, we had a chance to redo the discussion. We could either leave the discussion as is with the discredited points or half credited points, and just take that grade, and or we could do the discussion board over again, and we had about a few days to a week to redo it and submit it, with with the instructions as intended. So I'm like, man, I am not doing this discussion board over again, Lord. Like, what is this? This is crazy. This is just stupid. No, I don't want to do this again. I did everything that I was supposed to do. The instructions that were given, I followed. I did as such. So long story short, which it really isn't, I followed up with the next email. And the next email said, the next email stemmed from an announcement made to the entire class, because, I was not the only one who I was not the only one who the teacher's assistant sent an email to about the discussion board not meeting requirements. So I was a little happy about that, I was relieved by that, but it was still, not the best feeling ever, obviously. So with this follow-up announcement and email about the discussion, this was mentioning now that everyone's discussion had disappeared, had went into a void, quote unquote. It's exactly what they said, a void. So for everyone who had gotten, I don't know why I just split that word up like that. For every person who had done the discussion board, whether it had been wrong and or right, everyone's discussion board had disappeared into a void. The teacher's assistant could not find any of the discussion boards, not even the responses to the discussion boards. The professor could not find these discussion boards. These discussions were gone. Everyone's discussion had disappeared. And for that reason alone, everyone who had gotten an email about their discussions not meeting requirements could disregard such email, and now everyone was getting full credit. No one had to redo anything, and everyone got full credit for this. So thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. I did not have to do this over again. I was just like, and this whole time I had my Moldavite in my hand. I'm not saying it was the Moldavite, but it definitely helped holding it. And I just felt like that moment was amplified. Like, I felt like that moment was completely exaggerated and shown for what it was. Like, we are already livid that we just feel like this whole class is being ran by the teacher's assistant, and all of our assignments and projects are being given and graded by the teacher's assistant. Like, where's the professor? We've never seen him. We don't know what he looks like. We haven't heard him. He never responds to any emails. We're pretty sure we don't have a professor. We just got a teacher assistant. So in the point is, I was just super excited, and I just thought it was super synchronistic and coincidental that my coworker and I nearly had the same type of problem, yet mine's had a different outcome, a much better outcome as opposed to hers. Also, another really crazy and strange thing, I ended up scrolling through my academic courses to make sure that I am on track to graduate and make sure, that everything is in line with the way it needs to be and how it should be, so that I can just go ahead and continue on furthering myself to, make sure I walk. And by each of my courses, there are specific symbols, and I can either put my cursor, if I'm on the computer, I can put my cursor next to each symbol, and the symbol will it will show me what it is for or what it means. And for one particular class, you were to pass it with a specific letter grade. And for those of us who know, you can get A minus, B minus, C minus, D minus in any of these courses, but a grade is a grade. A letter grade is a letter grade. There is no plus or minus. The professors can put it next to your, letter grades if they want to, but it means nothing. You get one letter grade and it just stands. There is no lower or above. An A is an A, a B is a B, a C is a C, a D is a D, an F is an F. That's just how it goes. So long story short, I got a letter grade with a minus behind it, but the requirement to pass this course was that it was passed with a C and or better. So I was within requirements, obviously, but I had a minus behind it, which made me question it. I mean, there is no hiding. I had a C minus in this class, and I didn't know I even had a C minus in this class. I usually am very, very well with tracking my letter grades and making sure that I am, on top of my points, so that I'm not dropping below or, under anything that I don't need. So anyway, I saw that this specific academic course had a C minus next to it, and because the grade requirement was that you pass with a C or above, a C or higher, I'm like, what does this mean? The specific symbol that it had next to it carried no meaning. It had no meaning. It showed me nothing. I don't even know if I even mentioned that it had a different symbol than all of my other academic courses. So this course in specific had a different symbol than any other course that I had, and when I put my cursor over it, it would not show me what this symbol meant. I had no idea. I'm trying to Google. I'm trying to search. I need to know what this symbol means. Are they going to make me take this over? Like, I'm so close to graduation. I just need to graduate. Please. I don't want to take these classes over. So, I couldn't find, I kept my page up just to, keep referencing back and forth, about what the symbol was. But I could not find anywhere about what this symbol meant. what does this symbol symbolize? Like, what is it? I go back, to the tab where my academic coursework is, and I'm still scrolling up and down like this symbol is just going to, do something. Or like maybe if I refresh it, maybe it'll change. I don't know. I still have a C- in this class. What does this mean to me? So to make a long, stupid story short, because it is just time to end this video, I went back. I lost the damn class a few times over. Like, I lost it on the page. Like, the writing was so small. I would scroll up and it would be there, and then I scroll down and, it'd be further down or whatever like that. It's almost like it was playing hide and go seek with me. I don't really know, but I scrolled down again, found my class. No, nothing changed on the page. Like, I didn't have to switch page numbers or click on something else to take me back to another page. Like, it was still the same exact page. And the most insane thing happened. The most insane thing happened. That symbol next to my course, that symbol next to my course, it didn't disappear. It changed. That symbol became the same exact symbol that every other academic course that I had on this page had. It had changed to it had become a symbol that I needed to rest my mind, to ease my mind, put me at peace. This symbol had no longer been what it was. It became what I needed it to be. I don't know how. I never changed the page. I never turned from the page. I never did anything. All I did was pull up another tab, try to Google what does this symbol mean next to my class. I don't know what this means. Go back to my tab, and I go back to scroll down to find my class, and now my symbol is a check mark. The check mark that all my other courses have, that shows me that I passed it. I had met the requirements. I had done what I needed to do for this class, so I no longer have to worry about taking that same class ever again. And I just found that really, 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 really strange. It was the craziest thing ever. So yeah, I just needed to fill y'all in on that. I just found that super duper weird and odd. But thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Literally, that's the back of my crystal, but I mean stone. And thank you for rocking with me, literally. I love you all so, so very much. Continue to have a wonderfully blessed and favorable rest of your day. Crystal kisses and royal blessings. See ya.